Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the podcast. Today is a simple update that I wanted to give to all the folks that have been listening to this podcast, which I appreciate you folks out there. Give me the opportunity to speak and share some of this content. I had some very valuable feedback from some of my friends and family, my spouse, Amy. A little shout out to Doug Williams, Cheryl Purvis, my Aunt Vivian. A couple of people gave me some feedback on some pointers for this podcast. And one thing that came up is that perhaps the rate at which I'm posting these episodes are a little too fast, that some of the topics uh, that I like to talk about, that I like to share, are the kind of topics that we want to think about and ponder about and digest and consider. It's kind of like a gentle absorption of some of this content. And then sometimes when I'm posting, like let's say 3 a week of these kinds of topics, it almost like gets a little too much, that it doesn't have time to sit and till the next one's on board, and then the next one after that. So I'll continue to do the short episodes on various topics of well-being. We'll continue to circulate between different dimensions of health and physical health and spiritual health and mental health, all that kind of stuff, and continue to do those once a week. So I'm going from posting 3 times a week French and English to once a week French and English. So there'll still be one episode per week. That will be my target moving forward, and just slow things down and hopefully give the listeners out there who've been giving me all this support, very appreciated. That it gives a bit of a rhythm where it's a little bit more gentle to absorb and not too rich in terms of getting too much content of this nature. So that's one update. The next update is also that I'm going to start exploring doing interviews as well. That's another feedback I got from good friends and family, that the purpose of the podcast can be twofold. That on one side of things, it's the monologues that I've been doing can still be helpful for folks, but that people also appreciate kind of the dynamic nature of a conversation, and not to forget that is a big part of podcasts. And also that for myself, that I listen to podcasts, the conversational style certainly is interesting and sometimes can be a bit more captivating than a monologue all the time. So I'm going to branch out into 2 branches. So I'm going to continue my short episodes on different aspects of health once a week. And I'll also branch out to start posting basically interviews with different people, some that I'm close to, friends, colleagues, and then perhaps start to reach out to other guests along the way. I'm not quite sure the frequency of these. I'm going to say 2 or 3 a month to start, and then we'll see how that goes, and slowly continue to expand the podcast in that direction. And lastly, I'm working on making sure that all the content is available on Spotify, so that people who are in the car and just want to listen to this podcast can listen to one episode after the other without too much trouble, whereas just listening to on YouTube or Facebook can be a little bit more precarious. So definitely Spotify is a really nice platform to just rattle off a bunch of podcast episodes. So those are my updates. I'm going to be putting it on Spotify. I'm going to be slowing down my pace of posting these 10-minute episodes to once a week instead of 3 times a week. And I'll be making sure to start doing some interviews that I hope people will find interesting and helpful to their well-being. Thank you, folks. That's the update, and we'll see you soon.